Hi and welcome. My name is Trish. Today I'm going to just be looking at the US elections again, and I'm going to ask what the cards say about who is going to win this year. So I'm going to put it to the cards and see which cards have the most favourable outcome. Now, I don't like to do my prediction readings usually past a month. I feel these are strongest when they work within 1 month. So I am going to ask again in November or at the end of October, so I can see a more accurate look. But I'm going to take a little glimpse now a couple of months in advance to see what's happening, because when I did do the 2024 readings for this year, I'd done them in December 2023, and they did predict that there would be the leaders standing down from parties. And that was Biden, but I don't know if that was Trump as well. I couldn't figure out which leader it was, or whether it was both leaders, but it was definitely one of the leaders, and that's already happened. And that was reading months in advance. So it can be accurate, but I feel it's more accurate when it's within a month. So let's take a look at these cards that I'm going to ask, and then I'm going to talk about the dream that I had last week. And I think I came on very quickly with that dream, and before I kind of had an understanding of what it meant, I think I understand what it means now. But let's get into this reading, and let's just ask the cards what they think about each of the leaders and each of the parties as far as who is going to win. Which has the most favourable cards here. Now, this deck is on order. I was told actually that it was on the truck last Friday, but it didn't arrive. So I think it's going to be here today as I'm reading this Monday. Today is Monday, the 19th of August, but this reading won't go up until probably Wednesday. I would say by that time I am going to be dispatching all the orders. By the time this reading goes up, I'll be dispatching everybody's orders and sending out their tracking numbers. But getting back to the reading here, security cameras, what's going on here? Every time I asked with this election, I get these security cameras, and usually I'm getting it when I'm asking around the Democratic Party. I'm getting the security cameras. What's going on with security cameras or cameras? This third time I've had this card for the Democratic Party. So let's just pop that away. Let's ask, will there be any changes around the Democratic Party? Let's ask that first of all. Any changes around the Democratic Party before November? Here on the table what we have for the Democratic Party before November. Now, what it looks like here from the cards is that they're trying to build, this can indicate a super city, something, and I believe they're in Chicago this week. So it can be something in a big city. So something coming up around the Democratic Party in a big city is what it could mean, but it can also mean that they're trying to build a super strong party. So it can mean that as well. Now, I'm feeling there's a level of backstabbing going on, maybe behind the scenes. There could be some kind of backstabbing and some strategic planning, either to rectify that or to sort that out. But something's going on in the background that is related to backstabbing. Now, I'm being very unbiased here with both parties. I am telling you what is on the cards here and what the cards are saying about the situation. Somebody said that I am very biased, but the cards go against me all the time. So I believe one thing and they'll tell me something completely different. So I just read here what the cards are saying. Now, what they are saying is that somehow there's backstabbing, either that has gone on within this party, or there is backstabbing going on at the moment, and there is a level of strategic planning that is taking place to sort this out. And I'm feeling very strong as I say that. I'm feeling very the energy here is this needs to be sorted out and this needs to be dealt with. So this is playing out in the background. I don't think it's playing out for everybody to see. Maybe it is, but I'm feeling this is going on. Big news coming up around the Democratic Party. I'm not sure what that is, but it could be related to somebody that's donating money. So it could be one of the donating corporations or donating people, whoever donates money to, but it's donating to the Democratic Party. There's big news coming up around that. So as far as changes, I just feel like they're sorting out some things that's going on in the background of the party. But big news for us all to see will be something around donations. So maybe that's changes that's coming up around the Democratic Party. So we're going to stay with the Democratic Party now, and I'm going to look at what the cards say about, let me phrase this correctly, about, I don't want to say winning the election. I want the cards to show me the likelihood that the Democratic Party are going to win the election in this year, at the end of this year, because I don't know how long it takes to count your votes. So let me phrase that again. So please show me the likeliness of the Democratic Party winning the 2024 US presidential election. Let's take a look and see how these cards look, how favourable they look. Now the yes card, I noticed when I was shuffling it tried to flip, so I'm not sure. And as I said, I'm going to read these again the end of October. So let's see, there is a planned outcome here. I'm just going to read you what the cards are saying and give you any other insights that I get here. Like an underground planned outcome. Now normally I say something going on in the background, but when it's underground, it's more really deep underground. As far as, I don't think that's like tunnels or anything like that. What I'm trying to say here is I feel like the underground, bring out the words for me. Okay, so there's like a planned outcome that they're trying to bring in from an underground organization, like an underground, somebody that's not in the forefront, like even a group or a party or like a ruling kind of energy here that's kind of like the overall ruling energy here is what I'm getting, that stays underground, that stays hidden, doesn't show their face. They've got a planned outcome here. So now, trains and transports, I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure. Let me see if I can put another card on top of that one. I should have done that already because I'm not quite sure what they're trying to tell me with trains and transport. And transport could be, I think that could be it's giving me the energy of the border. So the border, so that's giving me the energy of people coming in, like crossing the border. So that energy is what that trains and transport is, like transporting people. That's the energy that I'm feeling from this card and what they're trying to tell me with trains and transporting people. I'm guessing that's either immigration or crossing the border, the issues around the border that they have. Now that is heating up, it says. There's fire around that. Could be physical fire, but I feel like it's heating up. That situation really heats up. Now we've got the manipulation going on there. So there's a level of something being manipulated related to the immigration and the border issues. Could be something playing out in the background there, because this card can indicating something going on in the background or behind your back. Now next to that, we've got energies around coercion or mandatory. So it's like there's an outcome that's desired and it's like it's being coerced a certain way, or maybe they're coercing the situation to move in this direction. So a lot of heavy burdens going on here and letting go. So letting go of something and heavy burdens coming up in these cards. Now I've asked about the likelihood of the Democratic Party winning the 2024 US presidential elections is how I worded it. We've got a little bit of heavy burdens, but leveling up and taking things to the next level. So things going to the next level, but there's heavy burdens involved here. I'm also, I laughed when I laid down communication. There's challenges around communication coming up here. So difficulties with communication and somebody being over it or had enough. So had enough of the situation. And it's quite the campaign is going to be quite intense, but there's a lot of burdens here, and it on a single person that can be quite a heavy burden to bear because it's showing running on empty. It's like, I don't know if we're talking about Kamala Harris here will be running on empty by that time because of everything that she's gone through, and she will have enough by that time. There'll be around talking and communicating, and the challenges and the difficulties that's faced there can be quite draining, I'm feeling. So there's a level of being running on empty at the time, or whether we're talking about the Democratic Party at the time will be running on empty. But it is showing like leveling it up and pushing things to the next level. So putting in a massive effort and trying to take things forward to the next level. But I'm showing the positive cards here are showing me next level, taking things to the next level, really putting in a big fighting effort here, but so much so that it can be like quite burdensome and running on empty with this energy. Challenges faced here. There's a few challenges that's faced with the Democratic Party, and I'm seeing here like heavy burdens and letting go. It could be physically letting go of certain people or certain policies, letting go of something. So it's saying here heavy burdens, some things you have to let go of is what's going on here. So looking at positive and negative cards here, so we can kind of, because I just wanted the cards to show positive or negative situations with this party and their likelihood of winning. Planned outcome, going underground. So whether that's the planned outcome of the underground elites or rulers, or that's that, but some things are going to be really heating up. Positive cards being really taking things to the next level. Negative cards being over it, had enough of the situation. Challenges being faced here with this team, and having to let go of some things within this team or within policies or something they're needing to let go of here. So let's take a look at the Republican Party and see what kind of cards come out for the Republican Party. A look at the leader of the Republican Party, which at this time is Donald Trump. We're looking at anything coming up around him or any changes to the Republican Party before November. I think I laid the same number of cards as I did for Kamala and the leadership or any changes in the Democratic Party. Now we're looking at the leadership and any changes to the Republican Party. What I'm seeing here again, heavy burdens. This is quite a challenging fight that's happening, but on both parties are feeling this really heating up and intensifying. Both parties are showing the heat wave, showing the fire, the intensity, the things really heating up, and both of them are showing the heavy burdens and the toll that it takes on an individual person with such an intense fight. I'm seeing a level of revival going on around the leader here, which would be Donald Trump, or revive, a rescue or a revive coming up. Now, whether that's financial, I'm not seeing any money here, or whether that's physical, we're looking at heart here on the screen, or whether that's financial with a rescue package, but I've got to read the cards as they come out. So here it's saying heavy burdens, intensifying, things are really heating up, and it's quite a heavy burden. All the situations that's going on around the leadership of the Republican Party, there's a heavy burdens that's a toll on any one person, as I said with the Democratic Party as well. It's quite an intense fight here that's going on. Now I'm feeling also the revival or the rescue that's coming on for this party, something coming out around a rescue or a revival. So I don't know if that means like a revival of an old slogan or a revival of an old policy or something going on there. Could be financial revival or rescue. It could be like a physical revival or rescue that's taking place there. I won't go any further into that part. Here, changing the story, changing the narrative, changing the... Now, as this card was laid, I had it came to me. what this is indicating is changing the direction of the campaign, changing the not the structure, but it's not really the narrative, that's not the right word. It's changing the plan, changing the action, changing the, like, going in against Biden was one way this party had to go in, but going against Kamala Harris, it's a different way. So it's like changing the direction, changing the way that the campaigns run because of who it's run against. Now, time is running out. It's saying here, time is running out. So time's running out between now and November. Anything that needs to be done now, needs to change the way they are running their campaign against Kamala, and time is running out for them to do that. So let's take a look now at the likeliness of the Republican Party winning the 2024 presidential election. So taking a look at the likelihood of the Republican Party winning the 2024 US presidential election. Now, as I said, I like to read usually within a month of an event happening, or the month, usually not much further than a month forward. So we'll take a look at this again, but I am just seeing what the cards want to say as far as, do we have positive cards or do we have negative cards? So let's get into this. And I did try to read the same number of cards for both parties, to be fair, but a clump of cards fell out here, and sometimes when a clump falls out like that, it may only be one of those cards that is the message, and the other ones just kind of fell out with it. Now, I did feel sticky cards there at one point. So let's have a look up the top. We've got a very similar cards here going on with both parties. Things really heating up. It's the third time we've read the fire, heat wave, things really heating up here with this race. Donation and offering coming out here, planned outcome, very similar to the Democratic Party. So the bankers, or the money people, the people that are providing the money to support the party, they have their own planned outcome here. Just the same as the other party as well. So, and obviously they'll be very separate. Let me just pull through what that was coming through then. Okay, so different, is it different people providing the money, or is it the same money person providing the money with the same planned outcome? Okay, that's a very conspiracy way of looking at political parties, being that are all parties ruled by the same person anyway. So, and I'm just going to leave that there. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it means, but it came through just really briefly, and I just had to say it. So, but here, what I'm getting out of the cards when I separate the parties, both of them though showing that the money people that have they're offering the money or doing the donations, both of them have their own separate agendas, their own separate planned outcomes here for the parties. For maybe the way the US is going to be run will be very different. They both have their own agendas, their own planned outcomes here related to the money people, the people that are providing the money for these parties. Health matters coming up here around, and it's not the first time I've had health matters for Donald Trump here, and I'm not actually reading Donald Trump's energy here. I'm reading Republican Party energy and likelihood of their win. So it's what I'm trying to see is how many favourable cards are in each spread, how many negative cards are in each spread. So, and I will run through those. So, but health matter comes up again here. Now, in these bunch of cards here that fell out in a group doesn't mean that they're all important. Urgent act now did come up in the first spread. So the level of time running out, or urgent having to act now. Shadow ruler. Shadow ruler I'm feeling is related to money. There's the two money cards on the table here. Shadow ruler. Commercial airline. So we know there's been a bit going on with commercial airlines lately. What's going on there? Is that somehow connected to the political race, whatever's been going on with the airlines? Or is it something related to travelling to and from venues, commercial airline? foreign occupation. So here we're looking at foreign pursuits, foreign investments, foreign... And as I said, not everything in this pile was supposed to come out. It could just mean the act now urgently, the same as the last reading. But and like I said, when they come out in a group, not all of those cards are meant to come out, but I will run through them anyway. So there's a high level of energy boost coming for the Republican Party. They're really going to put in a big campaign here, big energy boost. Maybe they're reviewing something around the past, what happened in the last election, what happened in the election before. So they're considering what's going on around there. And they're balancing the ups and downs. So like with the poll saying one thing, but they come out a different way. It's like 1 minute you're on top, 1 minute you're not. And here it's showing balancing. So it's up and downs. So 1 minute they're on top, 1 minute they're not. So there's this whole up and down here, but somehow connected to reviewing the past, reviewing either when he was president or reviewing the two past elections and what happened with those elections, and really trying to sort out those ups and down problems of what's happened there in the past. Because we have a past card, I've got to talk about what happened in the past and the ups and downs that came with, I guess, winning that election, the two ago, and then losing the one ago. So that's what they're showing me here, I think, with the ups and downs. So win some, you lose some. So here we've got that, and reviewing the past. Maybe they're reviewing what was their campaign when they won, what was their campaign when they lost. So they're reviewing something around that kind of thing, and bringing in past elections. Favourable outcome showing on the cards. When I was doing this spread, it was for the intention of looking at I've got to tell you straight away, down to the wire, nail biting, down to the wire. I just picked that up as I was looking at this card here. I wanted to do the spread just to say how many negative cards we've got here, how many positive cards we've got here. But it's giving me all of these other little things that's going on as well between now and November. Now, anxiety, as I said, down to the wire, nail biting. So this is really, really close, nail biting. You're not really going to know, like I said, 1 minute it's up, 1 minute it's down. It's really hard to judge or know, but they're looking into the past things that have happened around elections to try and get a better handle of understanding what's going on, so they can get a better foresight of what's happening. Protecting yourself here as well. So something around having to protect yourself. This is to do with the is it Secret Service or the protection agencies going on here. Strengthening protection agencies. Obviously that's very very in your face. You can read that for yourself. It's showing that he is upping the protection, strengthening his protection when it comes to the level of protection that he has around him given the past assassination attempt. And yeah, anxiety being down to the wire, so nail biting. I'm not saying that he's nail biting, but I'm saying it's quite a nail biting race here that's very really heating up here. So this is just showing, and I'm not giving my input here, I'm showing what the cards are saying. So whether they're saying positive results, negative results, let's take a look and see what's negative here and what's positive here. Negative, I would say health, and something where you've got to act quite quickly and really urgent. There's time issues here, running out of time for this campaign. So time issues, something very urgent coming up. It's come up in two spreads around the Republican Party and health issues. So that I would say, and having protecting yourself, but I feel like strengthening your protection, and I think they're taking care of that already. I'm looking at what's negative, what's positive. So negative, I would say this here is a little bit negative. What's positive in this spread is here. This is positive, and also the high energy. So a big energy boost comes in here. Large charge in the last final moments. It's like a big boost of energy coming in, whether that's donations, financial, or whether that's like a lifeline to the party in some way. So lifeline being either financial or boost of energy, like an energy boost in some way coming forward for the party. So that's your negative and your positive cards for the two. But as I said, I will look into this closer too, so I can and maybe less cards, so we're not seeing, and there'll be less happening because it will be a month out, so it will be narrowing down. What they're trying to show me now is all this other stuff is still going on at the moment. There's still lots happening at the moment. That's what the cards are trying to show me, what actually else is going on apart from just the win. There's more to do than just be looking at a win. So far there's work to do here. Things are really heating up and intensifying on both sides. There's a lot of work to be done here, so that's why they're showing me all the things that's still taking place and still yet to happen in this election race. Now the other thing I wanted to talk about, I'm going to pack these cards up so I'm not influenced by anything there. I had that dream last week, and I did speak about it and I was either going to pull the video down, but I think I'll just talk about it in this video, is that I was running back to my room to change or whatever I had to do, and I was about to run across the path of somebody that was sitting in a very powerful position. So sitting, and there was blue lines, so it was showing me, I believe, Democratic Party, blue lines, and it was, and I said inauguration, but it was some kind of political strength or political power sitting there, and I stopped dead and I didn't cross his path. And it was a man, it was a male, and I did not cross his path. And in order for me to go around, somebody took me around through a swampy kind of area, it was like a creek swamp area with lots of dead trees. So somebody took me through that way to get to the other side instead of crossing the path with this person. So what I do think that means is that a few people asked me to take a look at Obama and his energies, and when I do an energy read on somebody, I sit in their energy, which I found really interesting. In this dream, this person was sitting almost like I was going to attempt to sit in his energy, and I got stopped dead in my tracks and said, don't do that, do not cross his path. So I think it was a warning for me. Not only do I not have permission, a spirit guide's telling me I don't have permission to do that, to sit in that person's energy, and it's not like he's one of the leaders running for the elections at the moment, so why would I read on him? I know everybody wants to know his energy, and I know that too, and so do I, but I'm not prepared to sit in that energy, especially when I had such a dream of stopping dead in my tracks. The look that I was given was like, do not do that, do not cross his path, do not do that. And to get me out of there, they had to take me through a creaky swamp with dead trees. So it's like, no, I'm not sitting in that energy. I don't know why. I just know that I don't have permission to do that. So I think that's what the dream meant. I don't think it meant an actual inauguration of a male Democratic person. It was showing me don't cross the path or sit in the energy of Obama, like people were asking me to do. So I don't have permission to do that. So thank you so much for joining me. I will check in with this one again now, probably a little bit closer to the date, so the end of October.